welcome back, everyone, to Open Line, talking about the fall lineup on CBS. Happy to have with us Program Director Mark Binda here at Channel 5, at News Channel 5. Seen a couple of the shows that are going to be on, and I want to move into the next one, MacGyver. So I'm excited about this. I mean, I remember MacGyver.
Right. I don't remember the exact years it was on. I guess the late 80s, early 90s, maybe even earlier than that. Richard Dean Anderson, because at one point Richard Dean Anderson went to do Stargate, so maybe it was even earlier in the 80s. But MacGyver, Mac is back. It's not Richard Dean Anderson anymore, a younger actor, Lucas Till. But instead of it just being MacGyver, this year, they've surrounded him with a team. So you're going to see a team of people with MacGyver. If you were a fan of CSI, the guy, Nick, who was on CSI for all those years, George Eads, will sort of be like his muscle, I guess, working with him. And then he'll have a couple other people as well. But I think it's going to be great. It'll be Friday nights, which, in some sense is the kiss of death because a lot of people are out on Friday night. But CBS is the only network really programming Friday nights all 3 hours with real programming. And when I mean real program, everything's a real program. But it's not 3 hours of 2020 or 3 hours of Dateline. I mean, Hawaii Five-0 is going into season 7. Blue Bloods is going into season 6 or 7. And both these shows are just, I've used the word comfort food so many times already, but they're just great Friday night shows. Blue Bloods, people in this town love Tom Selleck.
Yeah, they do.
If Tom Selleck came on and read the phone book, people would watch Tom Selleck doing it. It's just amazing how, I mean, the Jesse Stone movies he did were all huge here. And so I think it just really fits in with that lineup: Hawaii Five-0, Blue Bloods, leading off the night with MacGyver.
So MacGyver, are they acknowledging its first incarnation?
I'll be honest with you. I have not seen the pilot on this one. So
you're going to see it?
Yes, I've seen the clips.
Oh, you've seen the clip, but okay, the pilot, the first episode. I've not
seen the full thing, like whether, this is like this, like in Hawaii Five-0, McGarrett's like the son of McGarrett or something like that. So I don't know if this is going to be the same thing.
All right, well, let's take a look at this trailer for MacGyver.
This is day one.
Mac's back there saving the world or making sure he doesn't stub his toe or anything.
Where's Mr. Wizard going?
The very first scene of this is me hanging out of an airplane. The fun part about being on a show like this is the fact that everyone knows MacGyver is a verb in the dictionary. It's like the American James Bond. How do I look? And then I get to MacGyver stuff, so as you can imagine, that's pretty fun.
One of the main ingredients of this reboot is the soul of the original show. What it meant to be MacGyver, what it meant to live in the world of the Phoenix Foundation, all of that is going to exist. But we're going to see it a little bit differently.
What exactly do you do, Mr. MacGyver?
You hack computers. I hack everything else.
What I admire most about MacGyver is just that, he's a very sort of intellectual character. He uses his brain instead of his brawn. He's the action hero that we don't really see much these days.
MacGyver, he brings the smarts, the ingenuity.
Always be prepared, right?
You have Jack, he brings the really brute strength. You have Thornton, the leader, the captain.
It's time to get to work.
You have Riley, she's the young hacker.
Oh, what is Riley doing?
And then you have me. I flip burgers on the show. If you need a burger flip, you come to me. Hey, just in time, Roomie. I'm making waffles.
Bud! Here, fuel line! So bust out the chewing gum!
Just the non-stop action. We're doing some crazy scenes. I feel like in a way it's going to kind of inspire this generation to use their hands, get dirty.
We're not playing around. This is a blockbuster.
We have guys getting kicked out of trucks. We have hand-to-hand fights. We've got gunfire, helicopter to truck transfers.
Come on now!
And that's just the first episode.
Jump! My man saving the world in style!
So MacGyver, it looks very good, and now it's a reboot. Yes. We're seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of reboots this year. Fox is taking the Lethal Weapon and doing Lethal Weapon as a TV series. Fox is also doing The Exorcist as a TV series. Don't know about that one. That movie scared the heck out of me when I was 12.
Right.
CBS is actually reboot what we just
Training
talked
Day.
Training Day.
Yeah.
And there were a couple others I can't off the top of my head can't forgetting what they are, but there's several of these that are either going to be on the air or in development right now.
And Netflix is rebooting a bunch of... So it is interesting.
Yeah, Netflix is doing One Day at a Time again with a Hispanic cast.
So people, I guess, it is maybe the comfort. Like you've said a couple of times, they know that brand or whatever.
I want somebody to bring back Land of the Giants. It was my favorite show when I was 8.
Land of the Giants. Land of the Lost, I remember that, yeah. All right, what's the next one? Man with a Plan.
Man with a Plan.
All right, what's the deal with that?
Again, familiar face. Matt LeBlanc starred for 100 years on Friends. Was on that Showtime show, whatever it was called. I forget now. My mind's slipping. But he's now coming back to network primetime television, not playing Joey, but it's very similar to Kevin Can Wait. He's a contractor, building contractor. And he's going to be spending a lot more time at home because his wife wanted to go back to work. So he's got 3 kids, and now he's got to figure out, taking the daughter to kindergarten and doing the carpools and going to PTA meetings and stuff like that. This show, A Man with a Plan, will debut October 24th. So here's the deal. Right now, starting tomorrow night, we have Thursday Night Football on CBS. Bills Jets tomorrow.
Right.
So not King of Queens, Big Bang Theory moves to Monday night during the 6 weeks that we have Thursday Night Football. Once Thursday Night Football is off CBS, Big Bang moves back to Thursday night. Stay with me. Kevin Can Wait, which is at 7:30, will now move up to 7 o'clock. And Man with a Plan will go in at 7:30. So
that's good for Man with a Plan.
Yeah. So hopefully by that point, 5 weeks, 6 weeks in, Kevin Can Wait has established itself, and then Man with a Plan will go in at 7:30.
Yeah, they're thinking all that through.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's
Two Broke Girls will be at 8 o'clock. So again, it's in that sitcom hammock.
Right. All right, let's take a look at Man with a Plan.
Headphones off, everybody line up. From now on, you're gonna hang your backpacks up and close the door. Any questions?
He's like fish out of water in his own home. He works hard, he's a contractor, his wife runs the household, and he goes out and he's the breadwinner.
My character decides that she's gonna go back to work after 13 years of staying home with the kids. I'm going back to work.
Yay!
Adam's all up for it and supports her in this decision, and he finds out what it's really like at home.
Are you laughing at me?
I love you.
Love you too.
Oh, poor bastard.
You didn't hang up. I can still hear you.
We just really wanted to channel all of our experiences into a show.
We both work long hours, and so we were getting home, and the kids were delightful and happy to see us, and we kissed them goodnight, and we were like, we have the best kids in the world.
We took a year off.
We took a year off, and what did we discover?
Our kids are not the little angels we thought they were.
Yeah.
So, guys, how was school today?
I'm hungry and thirsty.
Mommy had snacks and ice cold waters every day.
Here, have a Listerine strip.
Hello, kindergarten parents. I'd like to welcome you all to the kindergarten parent mingle.
What? You got stuck in here too, huh?
I'm a stay-at-home dad. 4 years now, it hasn't changed me at all. Oh, you got a little something.
Wait.
I get a huge kick out of the anti-PC side of parenting. Stuff you wish you could say, but you can't.
Daddy, I'm worried about kindergarten.
Honey, you should be worried.
Kids are mean.
I get myself in trouble sometimes.
Didn't you sneak a flask into the school play?
Yeah. We're sort of a motley crew of people that aren't really fit to be parents, but once you give birth, there's no changing that job, is there?
What kind of animal puts gum on a chair and just leaves it?
I like that premise.
Yeah, so I mean, the two shows are very similar, but again, it's family sitcoms, which have tended to work well lately, and ABC's having a lot of success with family sitcoms, so, I mean, there you go.
And Matt LeBlanc, familiar face.
Yeah.
Again, in this kind of time here where we're trying to do these comfort-type things and familiarity helps.
Sure, yeah.
So I like how they're kind of go with the writers there and their perspective on this, how they went home and noticed their kids aren't so perfect.
Right.
So the buzz on this, is it pretty good?
I haven't heard a lot of buzz on it yet because you tend to just hear buzz on the shows right now that are debuting in September. So this one won't be till October 24th, so I haven't heard a whole lot about it, actually. Nor the other two shows, that don't come till November, actually.
Okay, what's the next one we want to do? Pure Genius or The Great Indoors?
Either one.
Let's do Pure Genius.
Okay.
So what's Pure Genius?
Yeah, that one's a little harder to explain. The Pure Genius will again come on to CBS the first Thursday in November. I think that's November 3rd. Yeah, the second. Yeah, November 3rd. It'll be at 9 o'clock. It's a hospital show. It's a medical show, and we had some success with Code Black this year, which is Wednesday nights at 9. Starts its second season, coming up on September 28th. Pure Genius. It's a little harder to explain. The guy who runs the hospital or who builds the hospital is a tech genius, a Mark Zuckerberg type, and he decides he's going to build the world's best state-of-the-art hospital, all the bells and whistles, and he brings in like kind of more of an old-school doctor to kind of run it, played by Dermot Mulroney. Although I don't think of Dermot Mulroney as an old guy either, by my age or younger. But anyways, it's a medical show, but with kind of that techie feel to it. So it's a little different than anything you've seen. It's not going to be. It won't be Grey's Anatomy, that kind of thing, where the interplay between the romance between the doctors and the nurses is really the focal point. This will be more on the medical and on the technology and that kind of thing.
All right, now that's interesting. All right, why don't we take a look at that Pure Genius? Take a look at a few minutes of that.
That's me, James Bell. When I became a tech billionaire, it gave me a chance to change the world. So I built the most revolutionary medical center on Earth, right here in Silicon Valley.
If you place your thumb on the tablet, I can give you full access to the hospital.
Dr. Wallace, welcome to the revolution. This is the wall. It's mission control for every patient. Studies show that patients sleep better. They have better recoveries if they feel more control over their environment. Mr. and Mrs. Byer, welcome to Bunker Hill.
You've given us hope. Because of your pregnancy, you chose not to have chemotherapy.
At the rate your cancer is growing, we don't have weeks to act. We have days.
I didn't build this hospital to deliver bad news, so we will find a way to save both you and your baby.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I have to be honest. Medicine is ultimately a human endeavor.
Let me show you why you're dead wrong. This is the eHub. Malik, it's an adhesive computer. It monitors everything about you.
How long did it take you to get this program up and running?
8 months ago? Yeah, no red tape. We're pairing the most brilliant minds in medicine with the most brilliant minds in technology. We're gonna get stuff done. This is the revolution, Dr. Wallace.
This is Lewis Keating. He's been diagnosed with GSS.
It's a neurological disease. It's like ALS on steroids.
200 cases worldwide.
I want this patient.
There's only been one case of GSS in the Bay Area in the last 50 years. She had a child she gave up for adoption, August 28th, 1985, your birthday. If I'm gonna even think about uprooting my life, I need to know why we're all here. Are we here to save the world? Or are we all here to save James Bell?
How is she doing today?
It has been 6 months. I think it's time to talk to her parents about taking her off life support.
We know you won't give up on her, James.
A new scan of Margot's heart. There's only one way to remove the tumor, and a million ways it could go wrong.
What if I could give you 1,000,000 chances to get it right? And we can print as many as you need. Everybody just gather around. I got something to say. Our coma patient. We've been trying to get her to come out to us. I've decided we're gonna go to her. I found this. Brain-to-brain communication.
But it says here that this kind of technology won't be available to the masses for another decade.
Do I look like the masses? They needed funding. We now own this. You ready?
Yes.
I want you to focus your thoughts on the images that come up on the wall.
She loves animals. We were planning to go on a safari together.
Oh my God.
The
reds and yellows in her cerebral cortex.
It all indicates brain activity, consciousness.
Tracy, it's Dad.
Hi, Daddy.
I should tell you, I did have the genetic test done, and it came back positive for GSS. Over the next 5 years, the man that everybody calls a genius won't be able to remember his own name.
I'm so sorry, James.
I built the hospital for all the wrong reasons, but does that really matter?
I want to be part of this.
James, your new transfer arrived. GSS patient.
Mr. Keating, welcome to Bunker Hill.
So that's going to be Thursdays in October. And that is, it's a different take.
November 3rd, yeah.
It starts November 3rd. Different take on the medical drama.
You know, it is, because you tend to think of a lot of the hospital shows tend to be about overworked doctors, emergency room situations. You think, ER, St. Elsewhere, which is the greatest medical show ever in my opinion, even Code Black, but this is more upscale hospital. These guys only go for cases they really want in the hospital and stuff, but it's kind of emotional. We'll see. It's tough. It's a tough concept, and it may be one of those surprises. You just never know what's going to catch fire with people. I never thought Everybody Loved Raymond would work. The first pilot of Touched by an Angel was a complete piece of garbage. There was no way. The angels actually had wings in the pilot and stuff, so you never know what's going to work.
And that show, people love that show.
Oh God, huge.
Touched by an Angel. They still watch that show. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about just how tough it is to get a show on, kind of that whole process, and look at one more show that's coming up this fall. We'll take a break. Be back right after this.